Hey guys, a lot of retailers don't believe in loyalty programs because they can be time consuming to administrate and they may not have delivered great results in the past. Now, they're often seen as an erosion of gross profit. And it's true, many of the loyalty programs I've seen retailers implement are not structured properly to increase sales and margins. However, I'm going to share with you 2 critical changes you can make that will drive 5 times more sales revenue versus the value of what you give away in the rewards. This will transform your loyalty program into one of the best ROI marketing campaigns you have ever run. Now, there's an important formula that determines whether a loyalty program will make a huge profit or a huge loss. And that is the volume of people who actively use their rewards and the average transaction value when they do so. Now, it's critical to understand you need both sides of the formula to be high in order to get a lucrative return, not just one or the other. So for example, if you have lots of customers with say $5 worth of points available, but the average transaction value when using those points is $15, that would result in a high volume of lower value sales. Now on the flip side, if your customers redeem their rewards against high price purchases, but there's only a small portion of customers using their rewards, then you still end up with low revenue, which again, isn't ideal. So what you need to do is fix both sides of this formula. Firstly, to drive up the average basket price of transactions, you should use a minimum points redemption threshold. You should set a minimum level of points and therefore the value of spend that must be accumulated before they can be redeemed on a new transaction. Now, typically, retailers see a 500% upsell on promotional vouchers from a well-planned loyalty program. So for example, a customer with $5 of points will generally spend $25 in new sales. However, if you set the minimum spend threshold to $20, then they are more likely to spend more like $100. So with that in mind, your minimum point redemption threshold should be set at around 20% of your average retail transaction value. Now remember, your loyalty structure needs to be a win-win for both you and your customers. So your points earned per dollar spent ratio must be attractive. Now, an especially smart move here is for items where you're holding excess inventory that needs to sell through, you could offer 2 or 3 times bonus loyalty points on those items. Now, to address the other side of the formula and make sure a large portion of your customers actually use the loyalty program, you need to do an amazing job at your customer communication. Through automated SMS and automated email marketing, you can frequently remind and prompt your customers to redeem their points. And by setting an expiration date on rewards points, you can create a real sense of urgency and a call to action. For example, have your customers' points expire 60 days from the date they were earned, and then remind them at 40 and 50 days in advance via SMS and email. Now, I've found that many retailers with the wrong loyalty structure, they only achieve about a 10% loyalty redemption rate. However, if you implement these processes I've just explained, we see retailers hitting north of a 60% redemption rate. And at that rate, you'll be so glad you spent 5 minutes watching this video. You'll end up drawing more customers back into store more often, spending more money. Now, if you think all this sounds too hard and too complicated to administrate, don't. Through the right systems and processes, these redemption rules and automated communications are within the grasp of every retailer, big or small. If you want to see how other retailers in your category are implementing this strategy, register today for a free screen share.